Thank you, Akshaya. It is my privilege to share a brief profile of our esteemed Dean, Dr. Anand, before inviting him to deliver the inaugural address. Professor Anand Betapudi, Professor and Dean, Global Business School, KLH University, Hyderabad, brings with him over 25 years of experience in teaching, research and academic leadership in business management education. He has previously served as a professor and director, School of Management, CMI University, Bangalore, and as a professor and associate director, Guru Nanak Institution's Technical Campus, JNTU, Hyderabad. He also held senior leadership roles as professor and dean at ICFI Business School, ICFI University, Dehradun, and academic appointments at ICFI University, Raipur, and Jain University, Bangalore. A distinguished academician and researcher, Dr. Betapudi has authored 10 books, published 85 research papers, 6 patents and guided 4 scholars. He is also the recipient of 6 patents and has delivered 95 invited lectures across India and abroad. His contributions have been recognized with several awards, including the YS Excellence in Research Award, Best Paper Award, Geetham University International Conference, and Srimati Chandana Khan IAS Best Researcher Award, and the Best Seva Ratan Award presented by former Tamil Nadu Governor Roshega. Eminent IAS officers such as Srimati Chandana Khan and Sri Jayesh Ranjan have also honored him with Best Teacher and Best Researcher Awards. Internationally, he was selected for a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of South Carolina, and is also a recipient of a Japanese fellowship and a UGC fellowship. Beyond teaching and research, Professor Betapudi has been actively involved in curriculum design, skill development projects, and training programs that bridge the gap between the academia and industry. His professional vision is to bring global standards to education, make students employable, inculcate academic rigor, develop faculty, provide holistic learning, and foster strong alumni relations. He is widely respected as an approachable leader, mentor, and a problem solver committed to academic excellence and institutional growth. Now it's my honor and privilege to invite a distinguished academic leader, a visionary, and a guiding force of our institution, Dean Dr. Anand, to address the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. So, greetings to all. It gives me an immense pleasure, joy and happiness to present and welcome you all to this International Doctoral Colloquium 1.4 and Case Conference 1.4. I welcome today academic and industry leaders, Dr. Ashokan Vasudevan, IIT International University, Malaysia, Dr. Herald Patrick, Dean, Anils University, formerly he was in Jain University, Bangalore, Devashish, founder and CEO, Talma, Dr. Rajesh, IIT Hyderabad, Dr. Anirudh, Research Manager, Indian School of Business, Dr. Prachi Periwala, President's University, Associate Dean, Dr. Sudha, Professor from Geetham University, and all the dignitaries and also my colleagues, Dr. Geeta Madam, HOD of MBA, and Dr. Pujita, and also Suresh Kumar, Tamya Ma'am, Vani Ma'am, and conveners, Dr. Brunda Madam, Dr. Vijay Kumar, and also Dr. Haribabu, and my colleagues, Dr. Sarath and Dr. Swarupa, and also Dr. Krishna Kumar, and all my colleagues, and student friends and scholars, and faculty from various colleges, universities across India. KLH Global University spread over 4 campuses. One is main campus at Vijayawada and 3 campuses at Hyderabad. One at Borampet, one at Aziznagar. This is Global Business School situated at Kondapur. KLH University is a Category 1 university in UGC and also having a 22nd NRF ranking. I also welcome our colleague Dr. Sri Kumar. Our Global Business School, Hyderabad, offers cutting-edge undergraduate, postgraduate, and postdoc postdoctoral programs, executive programs, doctoral programs, and certificate programs in management focused on business analytics, digital marketing, and various domains. For UG programs, we are offering BBA General, BBA IT, BBA ACCA, BBA Fintech, BSc Animation and Gaming, and MBA with US Facilitation, and MBA Fintech, and PhD programs, and certificate programs. Our team of 36 professors and scholars engaged in teaching, research, and publications in national and international journals. Our curriculum is aligned with global standards, meeting emerging market needs and infrastructure facilities like our classrooms, international Wi-Fi enabled classrooms, and student lounges, and learning resource centers and sports facilities, and international standards. On August 30th, we have conducted, recently 2 big events. One is HR Conclave, another one is Fintech. Around more than 20 company CEOs, vice presidents, they have visited our campus, they have interacted with our faculty and students. Recently, August 30th, one of our BBA students, Tanish Muralidhar, he got gold medal in Asian Games in 25 meters rifle. So we have total 42 sports students. They are playing tournaments internationally and even nationals also. Our teaching pedagogy strong emphasis is on experiential learning, case-based learning, and project-based teaching and learning, and simulations. In line with this vision of our Global Business School, we have hosted HR Conclave, and it was very successful. Our unique feature of our Global Business School is CRT program, Campus Implement Training, and also SIP, Summer Internship Program. Every 2 semesters, our students should go to the companies, they should work, and they should come to our classrooms. Today, we are proud to host this International Doctoral Colloquium on doctoral dialogues for resilient, responsible, and responsive research in AI era, and case conference on the innovative imperative, the leveraging AI to address contemporary challenges in business and technology. We have received around 150 research papers and cases across the globe, but review committee selected around 65 papers for the presentation. The International Doctoral Colloquium serves as a prestigious platform for doctoral scholars, academicians, industry leaders, and students present research insights, case studies, and engage in meaningful dialogue. The sessions are chaired by distinguished experts who guided and mentored doctoral scholars to research presentations, case discussions. This colloquium and conference aim to build capacity in doctoral research, encourage publication, quality research work, and strengthen academia and industry linkages. So really today we have very diverse academic leaders and industry leaders. So entire proceedings of their presentations and other knowledge sharing activities will definitely value addition to our faculty, scholars, and students. So once again, I welcome you all, faculty, scholars, and experts, guests, nationally, internationally, today for today's international conference of Doctoral Colloquium and Case Conference. So I wish you all the best for all your presentations. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your thought-provoking address. A conference is not just about discussions and presentations, but also about creating a lasting repository of knowledge. To mark this special occasion, we now move to the release of conference proceedings books. These proceedings encapsulate the rich collection of research papers, case studies, and scholarly contributions presented at this conference, serving as a valuable reference for academicians, researchers, and practitioners alike. May I kindly invite our honored dignitaries on the stage to formally release the conference proceeding books, which symbolizes the dissemination of knowledge to the wider academic and research community. Ladies and gentlemen, let us applaud this moment of pride and accomplishment.
yours. It opens. You can take it. Yes, yeah. Panelists also can join for photography. We'll share software. Photos.
Madam.
Proceed. Next.
Thank you so much. It is indeed a great honor to introduce our chief guest for today's conference inauguration, Dr. Asokan Vasudevan, Professor at INTI International University, Malaysia. Dr. Asokan Vasudevan is a renowned academician, researcher, and mentor with an illustrious career in higher education. He has made significant contributions in the field of management and business studies, and his work reflects a fine blend of academic rigor and practical relevance. With extensive international exposure, Dr. Ashokan has played a pivotal role in fostering global academic contributions, encouraging innovation in pedagogy, and guiding numerous doctoral scholars and researchers in their pursuits. His research publications, case studies, and conference contributions are widely respected across the academic fraternity. Beyond teaching and research, he is known for his commitment to nurturing young talent and shaping future leaders who can excel in a rapidly changing global business environment. His presence here today adds immense value to our conference, and we are truly privileged to welcome him to this academic gathering. It is now my proud privilege to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Vasudevan, Professor at INTI International University, Malaysia, to address this gathering.
Good morning, guys. Everybody's almost kind of sleepy. I think you all had your breakfast yet, right? Now, I didn't prepare my speech, but I want to give something that maybe I can share. I think it is it's my honor that I'm here, and I'm happy to see a number of students sitting here and listening to this colloquium. And I always believe these kind of colloquium should be conducted in every university. We do have also International University we have almost 3,500 PhD students only. We have almost 4,000 MBA students. Okay, but PhD students are divided into not only from Malaysia, we have quite a number from China. We have a number of Chinese students in Malaysia. We do have a language problem, but language is not an issue when it comes to PhD, right? Because nothing is impossible when you're writing a PhD. I have 50 students under me. I have 50 PhD students of supervising. You're wondering why how come I have so many students under me, but it's a reality that we're not enough faculty members, but we are absorbing number of PhD students under us, every lecturers, around 20-30, but I have the highest because I'm a research director. I do produce number of research scholars, PhD students every year. Okay, my philosophy when it comes to teaching and learning and PhD, I don't keep my PhD for more than 3 years. I don't believe them keeping more than 3 years. I feel after 3 years, consider it's not productive enough. This is my philosophy, and we believe that we don't keep longer PhD students. While doing the PhD, they also must go to the conferences, seminars, and all those things, the process. And it's a compulsory for them also produce 3 papers, corpus index papers. We make sure the PhD student must publish 3 Scopus papers in 3 years. So when you can't publish, you can't meet the expectation, you can't graduate. So that's why I'm saying within the first 1 to chapter 3 chapters, we publish 1 paper, it's called conceptual paper. And then when you do a pilot study with another paper on the thesis, related thesis, the last paper is a completion of the entire thesis. So 3 papers must publish. So our thing is, we not necessarily must go in a Q1, Q2, we can go Q3, Q4. Because Q3, Q4 is a preliminary step for all the PhD scholars to get an experience, exposure, the process of getting your paper through. Right? It doesn't mean that Q4 is inferior, not right, but it's the process you're learning. So you know when you're going through this process, you know that the comments and the review you get from the reviewer, then you are enhancing yourself, and then you become a researcher. So once you graduate your PhD, you are a researcher, right? You're not a scholar anymore, you become a researcher, you learn the process. So this is how we do, we conduct the process of PhD. Selection of process is not really strict, but we have at least minimum you have a master CGPA 3.0. Then you can qualify for the PhD. So the process, like first 1.5 years, 5 semesters, we are semester basis, there are 3 semesters in a year. First 5 semesters, you must go to the proposal defense. You must complete your proposal defense, otherwise you call as a unsatisfactory. So that means we give a probation for 3 times, and then after that you're good to go. VC is a good to go, so it's, you must make a decision. And then after 3rd year, you must go for Viva. So you cannot graduate before 3rd years, but you can go for Viva, but you wait the 3rd year for graduation. You get walking to get your certificate or degree diploma, right? This is the process over there. But I think doing a PhD is not a problem actually, but it all depends on you, the students. Normally they always blame the lecture supervisor as a problem. Actually not the supervisor problem. Supervisor have got a lot of things to do. My simple advice is you need to keep in touch with the supervisor, and even on an abrupt basis that you must communicate with the supervisor. So I don't believe always people say supervisor no good. No. I think the student has the onus. You're right. You need to manage your time to get your 3 years done. Alright? So please keep in touch with all your colleagues who have graduated. Keep in the loop. Make sure that you communicate very often to get what things happening in the current, what's the recent things happening in the process of graduating. Yeah. Otherwise, sometimes you feel very lonely and you get disappointed and you feel like you don't know what to do. So you get very disappointed. But it's important that you have very good communication among all the other PhD holders. It's very, very, very important, very vital things to do. So, but remember, your job is always communicating with the supervisor. So it is important. So I didn't prepare so much, but I can talk a little bit what is happening over there. I can bring something hands-on over here, right? So I think I'm okay with this, my presentation, and then thank you so much. And also things, collaboration, research collaboration is my big area. I collaborate very often with all over the world, and my research collaboration is a big link, it's a big platform. I have got a stronger network all over the world. I just end this with, before INTI is now is a QS 509, QS World Ranking 509. We publishing almost 1,500 and 2,000 papers per year Scopus Index. So we really looking for more research collaboration from KLH. So hopefully I can see a lot of researchers connecting with me to publish more papers and can bring KLH to another next level in the global arena. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring address. Sure, we'll be looking forward for collaborations with you. Moving on, it's my honor to introduce a distinguished leader, a visionary professional, and one of the most influential voices of HR in India, Mr. Devashish Ghosh. With over 25 years of an illustrious career, he has been associated with leading MNCs and Indian empires such as Ramoji Group, General Electric, Genpact, and Berkshire Hathaway. He is currently the founder and CEO of Talba, India's premier training and OD firm. Mr. Ghosh is widely recognized for his deep expertise in cultural transformation, organization development, and enabling business growth. An MBA in HR, he has also completed a senior leadership program from IIM Calcutta and a HR certification from XLRI Jamshedpur. Beyond his corporate journey, He is a LinkedIn influencer, a mentor to academic institutions and students, and an inspiring thought leader whose work continues to shape the HR landscape of India. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to our esteemed guest, Mr. Devashish. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone, it's such an honor to be here. Case study conference, it's interesting that I'm called for this. Because if you see case study as a product, somebody builds the case study, somebody writes it. So somebody produces the case study. And if something is produced, something has to be consumed as well, right? So if the research scholars are writing case studies, who's using it? It is generally used by the academia and the students. So if there is a set of people who are in the audience, who are the producers, and the other set is the consumers, why do I come in? What is industry guy come in here? Why am I called for this conference? That's very interesting. I think that is where the interesting context about case studies lie, is about to really find out who the case study is all about. And if you can figure that out, I think that will solve a lot of puzzle in our minds as to how can case studies be more effective. Because ultimately, if you see the consumers of case studies, they are the students, they are academicians, they are also maybe fellow researchers. But after reading all of these, what are we trying to achieve? See, we will not be able to meet our goals if you really don't know what our goals are. If you are a cricketer, your goal is not to just score a century, your goal is to make the team win. There is no point in scoring a century or taking 5 wickets if your team does not win. There is no point in being my father, sponsoring my daughter's education if I'm not sharing the values of everything. So what is the real final objective? The final objective, and this is where I come in. The final objective is to make sure that organizations like mine, leaders like me, can take a good decision, learn from the mistakes of those previous situations and not make the same mistakes again. So therefore, if you write every case study thinking that it's not just an academic exercise, it is not in the classroom, it is not only benefiting students, because ultimately your consumer is someone like me, because I have to read it and not make the same mistakes. Unfortunately, people like me don't read so many case studies. When somebody comes to my office and joins as a new hire, people like you, I don't train them through case studies, because I think there is a necessity for us to think of case studies differently. To my research scholars sitting here who are obviously spending a lot of time, if you would ask me, I have a couple of suggestions that you can do differently. One is that make the case studies little contemporary, and as the way business cycles are changing, any case study more than 5 years old does not make any sense, because you can't relate to it. I would say anything less than two years is ideal. So therefore, we would need to have a case study which is real time. If you in retrospect, 5 years back, the context has changed completely, so it doesn't help us so much. Number one. Number two, when you make a case study, in management, we have some concepts about co-creation and design thinking. When you co-create something, you also co-create with the help of the consumers as well. So your case studies, ideally, I would assume that I would want the case studies to be co-written by the industry and the students. That for me is an ideal case study, because then you can get a context of what is happening. So, and if you invite some of the industry professionals, I think they'll be more than happy to contribute to it. Right, so that is one thing that you may want to do that. Number 3 and the last point is about case studies. We in the industry believes in specialization a lot. We are either marketing professionals or HR. Within HR, we are talent acquisition, learning and development. I want the researchers to be specializing in certain sectors. Because how people management, for example, or strategy, for example, works in hospitality or in a manufacturing, the same does not work in consulting or pharma. If you're giving me a case study, I'm from manufacturing, which is our pharma, it doesn't work for me. I would want to work with somebody who says, sir, I have been specializing on research only on one sector, because we do not believe in, like everybody is doing everything. That's not the way we build our careers. So yeah, if you make it contemporary, if you co-create it, and if you specialize in one sector, you will see that we are building it, we are taking benefit out of that. Because you want research scholars, not just academia professors reading it, we reading it. Because we have to make decisions, change our business. How can you make us read it? Is 3 ways. To the students. Now, I want you to understand that case study is not just an intellectual exercise meant for the esoteric or meant for somebody with gray hair. You are not just consumers of cases, you can also be producers of cases, and you should be. You don't need to be a highly IQ intellectual person. All you need is to be curious. Curious about things that is less obvious. I'll give a simple example. We all now talk about AI taking away jobs, and a lot of research is being done. When you read that, there's a TCS. Have you read about TCS letting go of 12,000 people, students? Yeah, and it's really it worries you. It makes you anxious, isn't it? And that's an obvious thing. Everybody's writing about it. As students, don't look at the obvious thing. Yes, there is a headline about TCS letting go of 12,000 people, but do you know how many employees that TCS have? 6 lakh. What happened to this 5,88,000 people who did not get eliminated? That is your case. Because there are students, there are employees who did not get eliminated by AI, and that is what we should research on. The question is, what did they do to keep their jobs? This is not about why is AI taking their jobs. This is beyond your control. Think about what you can control. So, when you look at things, be curious and we look beyond the obvious. One more thing that I will tell you, last point I'll make for students is that, you want to obviously get jobs, get placements, you're all MBA students. They're different when you, say for interview, you obviously research on that particular company. Be it Berkeria, be it JP Morgan, be it, Deloitte and other things. The best way to know about a certain company is through a case. And the cases need not be 80 pages long, written like Harvard. You just have to prepare one case for each recruiter coming to your college. And then you see your understanding of their business, understanding of the needs, what they look for, the way the interview would go is very, very different. So do not just read just a LinkedIn post or just read maybe an Instagram reel about that company. Go deeper, get curious, and build at least one case for each company, what they did last 1 year or 2 years. Third thing I'll say for you is that, when you think about a case, start with something that is happening today and see where it goes after 2 years, which means, so I'll give a point which happened like yesterday, last night, in the morning rather, of GST. Right? Now, typically you would not write a case of GST because GST is right and is not in history. But I would suggest that you start writing about GST and the impact that is created, And with that findings, observe what happens when you pass out your MBA. Match it up. Is your prediction correct? What you had predicted in 2025 in September, does that hold true in September 2026 or 27? That is the way to learn. Because history does teach what history has already happened. The best way to see is what is happening right now, write a case and match it up. You may be wrong, but there is a lot of learning in being wrong as well. I think there is a merit in giving the case studies real time as it's happening so that we can really know whatever I have researched on is correct or not. Right? So I think there's got a lot of potential. I strongly believe in case study as a method of teaching. I think it's just that we have to look at it through a different lens. And that is what my appeal to the research scholars, the producers, and the consumers, obviously colleges and students, would be that you have to work together. Don't see yourself as consumers and producers. You can be both. But remember, the biggest consumer you are doing it for is the organization. And the organization should be able to make a decision with your case study for us to make us better. And that's a real proof of the pudding. Well, thank you very much. That was my 2 cents, and very happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful address on broader view on case study. It's my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for today's inaugural session, Dr. Harold Andrew Patrick, Dean of Alliance University, Bangalore. Dr. Patrick is an eminent academic leader and scholar with extensive experience in teaching, research, and institutional building. As the Dean of Alliance University, he has been instrumental in driving academic excellence, fostering innovation, and nurturing future-ready professionals. His areas of expertise span across leadership, organizational behavior, cross-cultural management, and his contributions have earned him recognition both in India and abroad. We are truly honored to have you with us today, sir, and we look forward for your enlightening keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, let us warmly welcome Dr. Patrick, sir, with a round of applause, and now I invite him to address the gathering.
Thank you very much. It's not only an honor and privilege for me to be invited at this colloquium, in terms of the Doctoral Colloquium as well as the case study. I have at least about half a dozen of my own scholars who sent their papers here, as well as one very interesting case on the IRACE program that happened in Infosys. I bring greetings from the Alliance University, Bengaluru, esteemed dignitaries on the dais, and all of us as learners. The theme, as a keynote speaker, I'm supposed to speak on the theme, so just give me I've timed myself for about 12 minutes, and that's going to be what I will be sharing with all of us as learners. The theme, the innovation imperative, leveraging AI to address contemporary challenges in business and technology. Now, I will be highlighting some of the ongoing researching trends, especially in artificial intelligence. It has rapidly become one of the most transformative forces in the social sciences, not only as a powerful tool to advance research, but also as a subject of study in itself. Social scientists today are using AI to process massive data sets from social media, online platforms, and even sensors, uncovering human behavior and societal trends in the ways that go far beyond traditional surveys and interviews. So we are moving away from traditional way of collecting data for our inferences and interpretation of the phenomenon that we are now observing. AI makes it possible to analyze information in real time. Till about 5 years ago, we never had any automated tool to analyze qualitative data. But today we have all sorts of tools, irrespective of the qualitativeness and the descriptiveness, we have them today. AI makes it possible to analyze information in real time, spot emerging trends, and even simulate human-like behavior to test how different groups might respond to policies or interventions in the field like sociology. AI is helping researchers map outline communities and forecast social changes. While in political science, it's being used to sentiment analysis and studying the spread of disinformation, which is a lot in India. Economists are leveraging AI to model complex markets and predict outcomes of policy decisions. And geographers are using geographic AI to improve urban planning and disaster management. Even in education, AI is supporting personalized learning and assessment, reshaping how we think about teaching and academic performance. In the academic space, we're moving from teacher-centric to now student-centric, and it's no longer teacher-centric or student-centric, it's relationship-centric. And only then would there be high engagement in a particular class. At the same time, AI itself is becoming a central topic of inquiry in the social sciences. Researchers are grappling with challenges like algorithm bias, fairness, transparency, and data privacy, recognizing that AI systems can unintentionally amplify social inequalities if not designed carefully. The rise of generative AI brings additional concerns around misinformation, trustworthiness, and the influence of AI-generated content on knowledge and public opinion. Studies are also beginning to examine the psychological and sociological impacts of human-AI interactions, exploring how people build relationships with AI systems. The dual focus using AI as a research tool while critically analyzing its societal effects has created a new research ecosystem. AI is democratizing access to research methods, enabling more people to explore complex questions. But it also raises questions of quality and ethics. Social scientists are paying close attention to how AI reshapes work, governance, and even the future of policy making as governments and institutions struggle to keep pace with the rapid technological change. In just a few years, AI has shifted from being background tool to becoming one of the defining forces shaping the questions, methods, and impacts of social science research. Let's look at what's happening in the financial services and banking. Generative AI for employee productivity. Large banks such as Morgan Stanley are rolling out generative AI tools to thousands of financial advisors. The AI acts as a knowledge assistant, summarizing lengthy video sessions with clients and automatically drafting follow-up emails. This application automates time-consuming tasks, increasing advisor productivity and allowing for more focused personal interaction with clients. Look at retail and e-commerce. Immersive shopping with AR and VR, virtual reality. Retailers are integrating augmented reality and virtual reality into their shopping experiences to boost sales and reduce returns. For example, IKEA's AR app allows customers to visualize furniture in their own homes, leading to a 22% increase in customer satisfaction. This technology creates a physical plus digital shopping model that significantly reduces customer friction. Look at healthcare. Digital twins for surgical planning and personalized medicine. Recent advances include the use of digital twins, which are virtual replicas of patients' organs or hospital systems. Surgeons can use these models to simulate complex procedures like brain surgery, to increase accuracy and shorten recovery times. This technology enables highly personalized treatment plans by predicting how a patient will respond to a specific therapy. Logistics and supply chain, generative AI for risk mitigation and communication. Generative AI models are being used to anticipate, respond to supply chain disruptions by analyzing vast data sets and forecasting delivery expectations. These AI systems can also enhance communication among teams by powering chatbots and virtual assistants. This provides logistics managers with real-time visibility needed to prevent delays and improve performance. In closing, the future of AI research in business and management will focus on developing agentic AI systems that drive autonomous operations and enable strategic decision making. Research will move beyond current applications to explore how AI agents can manage end-to-end business functions, such as an entire supply chain or a customer service department with minimal human oversight. This would require new methods for ensuring the explainability, trustworthiness, and ethical governance of AI-driven decisions in high-stakes environments. A key focus will be on developing human-AI collaboration models that effectively blend the strategic strengths of managers with the computational power of AI, rather than simply automating tasks. Finally, research will increasingly explore the long-term strategic implications of AI-driven transformation, including its impact on organizational structures, workforces, and the creation of entirely new business models. I wish the case conference and the Doctoral Colloquium all the very best, and I thank Dr. Anand for inviting me over this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your perspective keynote address on AI. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, Dr. Rajesh from IIT Hyderabad. He is a distinguished academician and researcher whose work reflects both depth and innovation. With a strong background in teaching and research at one of the India's premier institutions, he has contributed significantly to advancing knowledge, guiding young scholars, and promoting excellence in higher education. His expertise and scholarly insights make him an inspiring voice in the academic fraternity. We are truly privileged to have him with us today to share his perspectives and enrich this gathering with his keynote address. With great pleasure, I welcome Dr. Rajesh and invite him to kindly address this gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I know that we are running late, so I'll be a little short and swift. Okay. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, it's my honor to be part of the conference. So the topic that I was given to speak on is a doctoral dialogue. Okay, in the era of AI, resilience, responsibility, and responsiveness. So just to speak on a lighter note before I start on this. So when my research scholars ask me, so when should I submit my thesis? Okay, this is the one of the fundamental questions that every research scholar asks their texts. So when should I submit my thesis? So the only answer that I found, okay, from all these 8 to 10 years of my experience is, so when I realized as a guide, okay, that you can guide your students, right? So because every researcher, once they complete their PhD, so they also get research scholars,
and then your guide feels that you are now eligible to guide your students, or you are now capable enough to guide your students, I thought that would be the right criteria, yeah, to pass your students. Fine. So of course, it's not completely, measurable thing, but however, that's what the criteria I just took, yeah, so that the student also will take it in a right way. Why I am saying this is, a lot of researchers, what do they do is, they try to, somehow complete their research by publishing here and there one or two journals. So because their motive is more towards the degree rather than the learning process. So I always believe this research is something which is a learning process rather than the result oriented or outcome oriented. So because all the research scholars are here, I just thought of saying this. Right? So never think about the degree. The degree will come. If you are going beyond 3 to 4 years, institute itself will tell that Baba please complete and leave the institute, so that we can get other students and we can also encourage the other students. But what you need to do is try to learn whatever that you can learn. Yeah. So don't try to look for the shortcut methods, and don't try to just think in terms of the publication, but think in terms of the learning and make yourself fit enough to guide once you get your PhD scholar, so that you will not face that embarrassing situation where your scholar feels that my guide is unable to guide. Right? So that's one thing that I wanted to tell. And the second thing is, most of the times what we do is we get our problems from literature review. Yeah, literature review is so popular in our research studies that whenever we reach out to guide, or whenever we reach out to the people who are doing research, or maybe conferences, workshops, so people emphasize the importance of literature review. So no doubt that literature review is very, very important, but at the same time, don't try to get your research problem only from the literature. So try to get it from the practical situations. So look at, especially we are from management, the domain area. So look at the industry. Try to take the problems that are there in the industry. So that will give you, the new way of thinking, and where you can take a real-time problem and give a solution. So definitely the research world will appreciate. So obviously you will get a very good publication. So these are the two important things that I wanted to tell to all the research scholars who are present here. So coming to the today's topic, there is no doubt that AI is disrupting the industries, business, the total economy. We all agree on that, right? Most importantly, it is changing or reshaping the way the knowledge is created. That's where the problem is for us. Yeah, so it's the researcher who creates the knowledge, but AI is taking away the job. So a lot of people are depending on the AIs for a new knowledge, okay, all type of research problems, or maybe type of new knowledges, new things. But what should we do? So these three things will help us. Triple R: resilient, responsible, and responsive. So I really like the title here, the way they have kept it, and which is very, very relevant in today's research world. So how should we, resilient? One thing, AI can help you maybe by giving a lot of information, but AI may not help you in terms of deciding what is the right question for your society. Because AI just gives you information, that's it. It may not decide for you which is a right research problem to undertake, because it's you who know about your society, and you can decide better than AI. Remember that. And the second thing is, AI can give you the output. Yeah, whatever the data you give, AI can give you the output, but it cannot give you the implications of it. How to imply it, it may not tell you. And it is the researcher who needs to decide how my results, study results, can be implied to the society. So that's where you can be resilient, need not to be worried about the AI. And coming to the responsibility, yes, AI may not think about the accountability or ethics in research. As a researcher, accountability and ethics are very, very important. AI may not focus much on it. When you publish a paper, one line they ask is, is there anything that you would like to mention here in terms of the ethics and accountability? Fine. So AI may not worry about it, and you have a strong and upper hand in terms of the responsibility. And as a researcher, when you reach out to the respondents, or when you conduct any experimentations, or when you do take up any research problem, so be accountable and be ethical in all the terms. And coming to the third one, that is responsive. So we should be responsive towards the society, the societal problems. Fine. So your results should not be only for the purpose of, should not be used only for the purpose of publication. A lot of people do that. So because there is a lot of pressure from the institution side, or maybe a peer pressure also, that we should be publishing in journals, but our results should not just limited to the publications alone. So those results should be able to give you the solutions for the societal problems. So that's how we should be, we should stay responsive towards the societal problems. So just to conclude, so in the era of the AI, so we should, our strength, our researcher strength lies in by staying resilient to the societal problems and responsible towards all the methods that we undertake during the research, and responsive towards the society. Thank you very much once again. Thank you for giving us.
Thank you very much, sir, for your thoughtful address. It's my honor to introduce our guest of honor for today's conference inauguration, Dr. Anirudh Pandey, Research Manager at the Indian School of Business. Anirudh Pandey is a Research Manager at ISB Center for Business Innovation. He studies FinTech and Global Capability Centers in India with a simple lens. Tools and teams endure when they serve real human needs. His work blends field interviews, data and executive dialogue to separate signal from noise. The goal is clear: help leaders make choices that last. Before ISB, Anirudh worked across engineering, sales and founder roles, which showed him what fails and what holds under pressure. He launched 2 startups and learned to price integrity over optics and repeatable systems over one-off wins. He holds an MBA from ISB and was on the Dean's list. That mix of practice and scholarship shapes the questions he chases. At ISB, he turns research into action through executive programs, learning tables, and decision guides for CXOs. He designs customized programs for leadership teams, starting with diagnostic interviews and co-creating modules that fit their strategy, maturity, and industry context. Sessions are built around cases, simulations, and toolkits that teams can use on Monday morning. The focus remains steady: equip leaders with usable insight today and build systems that still make sense a decade from now. With great pleasure, I welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Anirudh, and invite him to share his thoughts with us.
Hi, good morning everyone, scholars, faculty, industry leaders and honored guests. It is truly a privilege to stand before a gathering that embodies spirit of inquiry and innovation. So thank you KLH Global Business School for inviting me and to this inaugural Doctoral Colloquium, a platform where diverse minds unite to shape future, not just research, or the real world impact. So in a world where technology is evolving on a daily basis at breakneck speed, where headlines promise disruption and the next big thing, I've learned often that the hard way, what endures is not just time, but the spirit behind it. So, as Sir said, resilience, responsibility, and responsiveness. It is the human need for meaning, trust, and progress that outlasts any kind of trend or buzzword. So, today as you present research across management, technology, economics, social sciences, and remember that every breakthrough, every insight is ultimately for someone, a business struggling with complexity, a consumer seeking clarity, or a society yearning for better. So I come from a world where fancy systems fail because they forget who they are for. And my first startup collapse was a hard teacher, but it taught me that integrity is not an outcome, it's a discipline. So systems survive when they outlast founders and they serve real human needs, honestly and tirelessly. Now talking about case studies and case competitions, what we have done is differently we ensure that there are live cases. So when I say live cases, that is real world business problems. So we have invited founders like LiveSpace, Prozo and a couple of others directly to the classroom. We sit with them, we co-create a case study based on the current needs of the problems which they are facing with. And of course, then the MBA class is divided into, let's say, a group of 5 people, wherein which they brainstorm and bring the answers. So that is how we are inculcating the real world cases into classroom. It's a two-way street. It's more of an interaction also, and the students get to learn. So that is another way how you can look at things. So if there is any particular company which you are targeting, another way to look at when you are researching about that particular company is how you can have an impact. You have to research properly about the tangible outcomes, the complexities which they are facing in the real world business problems. So it's another perspective on how you can kind of approach new cases which are there. Apart from that, this event is more than a professional forum, it's a collaboration canvas. So one of the main things in academia is collaboration across different places. So let's say right now, India is, its digital infrastructure is great. Talk about UPI. We are overtaking Visa and MasterCard in number of transactions which are happening over there. But is it the same in Europe? Probably no. There is another fintech company based out of Brazil called Neobank, but people are not aware. So when you collaborate across borders, you need to know what is happening. And end of the day, the research paper, there are different organizations where you present it to. So there is California Management Review, there is HBR, and everyone has a different context. Now if I write a paper only about UPI, probably it will not get published over there, because in order for our papers to get published at a global level, we need to have a global perspective as well. So if I talk about fintech, I need to know what is happening probably in Southeast Asia versus South America. And when we amalgamate all these global perspective into one paper, that is where we can probably try and approach these global forums for our research papers. So, while publication and recognition matter, end of the day, you should never lose the sight of a larger purpose, which is knowledge that lasts, that uplifts, and that endures when spotlight fades. So to all the organizers, thank you for building a space where scholarship meets humanity, and to every scholar, student and practitioner, your curiosity, your rigor, and your courage to question, these are what truly will shape the future. Let's earn that future always by remembering who we are for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and inspiring address. It's my privilege to introduce our guest of honor for today's conference inauguration, Dr. Prachi from Presidency University. Dr. Prachi is an associate professor at School of Management, Presidency University, Bangalore. With over 18 years of academic experience, she holds a PhD, MPhil, MBA, MCom, specializing in finance and entrepreneurship. She has authored 2 books in accounting, published research in Scoopers and APTC Index journals, and holds 2 patents. Dr. Prachi also serves as an associate dean and is actively involved in institutional leadership roles, including the Gender Sensitization Cell and the ISR Cell. A strong advocate for women's empowerment, she is the Karnataka State Chair for G100 Oneness and Wisdom and leads various community and student development initiatives. We are truly honored by her gracious presence with us today, and we eagerly look forward to her words of inspiration.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. And I was told I'm supposed to motivate PhD students. But the question is how to motivate those people who are already motivated to read 300 pages thesis every day. Okay. Now, thanks to the organizing committee for having me here and respected people on the dais and off the dais. Very happy morning to everyone. Doing a PhD is like being in a relationship with your thesis. At first, you love it, then you fight with it, then you think you're breaking up, but in the end you realize you can't live without it. And it has given you the title of being a doctor. So my dear students who are on the process of doing PhD, I hope whatever I speak motivates you a little. When I heard that I had to give motivational talk, I was like, I don't know, because in the amidst of galaxy of stars, how would I fit in? Because I'm just a small pebble. But I acknowledge your decision of enrolling for research work. It might not make you a better person, but it makes you logical. The way you start looking at things will change. Your personal life, your professional life, and especially your decision making is going to change once you get into research. I'll give you a suggestion on how to make your PhD journey easy. Right. Not describe, but CRI. So where C stands for curiosity over perfection, R resilience over results, and I impact over titles. Yes. You'll eventually have doctor before your name. The true test of your PhD is not just defending a viva, but seeing it living all your life. Many of you are chasing the perfect thesis, the perfect title, the perfect research, and the perfect hypothesis. Let me warn you, there is nothing perfect in PhD. In fact, when I enrolled for my PhD, my family started telling me permanently head damage. And my faculty colleagues used to tease me as Prachi heading for depression. Ask questions boldly, even the stupid ones, because don't forget, Nobel Prize was given to those who did not ask that stupid question which was there in everybody's mind. Research is almost about rejection, and be prepared for it. The rejection is not from your own self, the rejection is not from the society, but primarily the rejection will come from your research supervisor whenever you put something on the table. Sorry to all the supervisors, even I am one. Now let me take you to the PhD journey. Year 1, you will say, I'll change the world. Year 2, let me change the topic. Year 3 is all about, maybe I'll just change my supervisor because it's too much. Year 4, forget change. Let me give a Wi-Fi with a good connection. And year 5, please God, let me graduate before my hairline does. Dear scholars, remember, a PhD is not end of your learning. It's the beginning of your voice. The world does not need perfect scholar. It needs passionate ones. The brave enough to challenge, curious enough to explore, and humble enough to listen. Right? So whenever next time your supervisor says something, just nod. That's the key for doing research. Right? So as you walk on this colloquium, carry 3 things with you. The courage to ask, the strength to persist, and the joy to laugh at yourself along the way, because at the end of the research, people might not ask you what you did in research. They will definitely ask you, are you getting any job after PhD? Is it fulfilling your expenses? That's the only question which will be asked. Let's face it, a PhD is not just a degree, it's a lifestyle. It's when you know the library is staffed by me, but your family forgets you. You may have 10,000 PDF of various theses in your laptop, but you don't know where the charger is kept. But it's when you explain research to your relatives and they're like, nothing. You do your task, we are not able to understand. And if here anybody is awake after my talk, congratulations, you're officially survive the hardest part of your PhD. Now, I'm a big SRK fan, so I will take you to this PhD journey through SRK, that is Shah Rukh Khan. PhD life is lot like Shah Rukh Khan movies. At first, everything looks romantic, kuch hota hai, and exciting. You enroll with dreams in your eyes, and like any of his movies, but which remains paheli. Then comes a struggle part, kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, mostly gum. Late nights, endless revisions, and supervisor who looks scarier than actress father. Remember Amitabh Bachchan in Mohabbatein? Somewhere in the middle, you feel like kabhi haan, kabhi na, and not sure if you will make it, but remember SRK's dialogue. Picture abhi baki hai mere dost. So all the very best to the research supervisor. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark, for the motivational speech. Now it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce a distinguished academician and professor with decades of dedicated service in higher education. He has served in reputed institutions, contributing significantly to curriculum development, faculty guidance, and fostering a culture of academic excellence. Professor Narayana, known for his scholarly approach and deep subject expertise, has inspired generations of students through his engaging teaching style and emphasis on values in education. Sir, we are privileged to have you with us today. I now warmly welcome you to address the gathering.
Thank you so much. At the outset, I thank Professor Anand, and I also welcome for this international conference all dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So I am a senior citizen. So I have 36 years of experience and 13 years in corporate and 23 years in academics. I served as a professor and a principal in a Osmania Affiliated College. So I know Professor Anand the last 10 years, and he is a man of action. I was really amazed to see his journey. In 1 month, 3 international conferences. My God, it's a great. And another thing is networking, international networking. I am also experienced in international conferences. Like I am serving as the honorary vice president for AGBA South Asia. So every year I go to one country for a different conferences. Like in 2014 we had a conference in IIT Delhi, and again in 2019 IIT Delhi co-sponsored by IIM Rohtak. So I am a visiting faculty in IIM Rohtak, Nagpur and Vizag. So we have seen practical real conferences in Hyderabad in KL Global Business under the leadership of Anand. And not only that, he is also a very good author, and he has done a lot of achievements which I have observed personally. I thank everyone, and see, my guide used to say, your PhD is good and original. In general, not me. That part of the original is not good. That part of original is not good. That part of good is not original. I think you got it. Thank you. And any questions we would like to answer? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It gives me pleasure to introduce Dr. R. Radhika, Session Chair for today's conference, who is currently Professor at Geetham Hyderabad Business School. She has 33 years of experience in teaching finance. She has been awarded PhD from Osmania University. She published several research papers in national and international publications with high impact factor and index journals. Presented papers and chaired national and international seminars conducted by premier institutions like AMS, International, IIMs and IITs. I invite ma'am to share your thoughts with us.
Good morning, honored dignitaries and of the dais. Actually, we are living in AI era, and you know that
world is changing rapidly, very fast. When the technology changes, definitely, especially AI, and there is a rapid change in the way of we are living, and also we are working, everything. And when I was in MBA, to do the analysis, if you would like to invest in a stock, you have to do the analysis. Then we have to go for fundamental analysis and also technical analysis, everything. You know that, right? So to do the fundamental analysis, first of all, we have to download all the reports and we need to study the balance sheets, P&L accounts, and all the financial statements, ratios, everything. And it took a lot of time, nearly 3 months time, to study whether that company is good or not. Okay, but now you see, simply you can give a prompt that I would like to invest in particular company and how that company is performing, what is its fundamental analysis and what is its technical analysis. Within seconds you are going to get the result, right? So based on that result, you can invest. But one thing you remember, AI cannot replace you, only it can help you. You must have knowledge. To ask the question also, you must have knowledge. So you would like to get fundamental analysis and you would like to get technical analysis. So to get the technical analysis knowledge, and if you would like to predict the share in future, so how it is going to be, whether it is going up or going down, simply you can introduce algo trading. So it actually our stock market trading depends on emotional bias. So in case if stock is going up, you are very happy, you would like to invest. But in case if stock is coming down, you will be very fear. So only these two. But without any emotional bias, simply with the help of algo trading, AI directions, we can enter into the stock and we can exit the stock. So that type of technique we have. So under these circumstances, we need not depend on old case studies like Enron case study, old ones, because nowadays everything is changed and we have to rewrite the cases according to present situation. So today we are going to exchange our thoughts regarding present conditions, and based on that, for example, if you would like to do any literature survey, previously we used to sit in library and so many books in front of us, and we have to find out the title and then search what are the methods they have used and what are the findings. So it takes a lot of time, right? But now you see we have so many AI tools. Like only to do the literature survey, we have Research Rabbit, Elicit, like that. So we can do within seconds. Means it is reducing our time. It is reducing our time and it is facilitating us. So we must know all these conditions, and especially coming to case-based teaching. So whatever you are learning in the class, you are going to implement in the industry, right? So practically you are implementing. So this case system especially, it bridges the gap in between the learning what you have done in the class and practically what you are going to implement. Okay? So now today we are going to exchange this information, and there are so many types of cases, teaching cases, like dilemma case, open-ended case, closed-ended case. This information you are going to get, we can exchange our knowledge among ourselves. Thank you, good learning, happy learning, and thank you Anand Belpudi sir, and also conference conveners for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my honor to introduce the session chair for today's session. Dr. Sudha is an associate professor of marketing at Etam School of Business, Hyderabad. She holds a PhD and has built her academic career around the areas of green logistics, sustainable supply chain practices, and environmental performance. Her research has been widely published in reputed international journals, where she has explored the impact of green logistics on environmental, social, and economic performance. She has also contributed to studies integrating AI applications in management and sustainable practices. Without further delay, I invite ma'am to kindly address the gathering.
A very good morning to all of you, respected dignitaries on the dais, guest of honors, faculty colleagues, and students, scholars from various disciplines, my dear friends. I try to keep it short and sweet, right? I just saw the sum up of all the dignitaries on it. Coming to this International Doctoral Colloquium and Case Conference, we have two things in management which bridges the gap between these two. One is problem solving and the second one is decision making. I think most of the eminent speakers have already emphasized more on that. Let me just try to relate from our age-old ethics on this. When we talk about Arjuna, what will we just wonder on Arjuna? Arjuna's and Sri Krishna's relationship. Anyone? What is Arjuna known for? Yes? His focus? Yes? So let me just keep it simple. Arjuna has always the curiosity to learn more, to question more, and to have a lot of queries with the mentor. And in PhD journey, this is one of the most important thing that you need to have the curiosity to learn and query more and more. And his mentor, I think Sri Krishna, you have the supervisors and the guidance. I think most of the eminent speakers have emphasized on AI, and also ma'am have told that AI can assist you but it cannot replace humans. That is where you require supervisors, mentorship and guidance. That's what we call Pariprashna in Telugu or in Sanskrit, which means the curiosity and the learning and the questioning the right thing from your supervisor and getting the right mentorship that's more needed during this journey. And Hanumanji, I think when he went to Lanka, his objectivity in terms of reporting what exactly happened, right? So, in PhD or in academics, we only believe on evidence and fact-based findings. We just cannot report what in the magazines and others. So, the objectivity and the findings what professors have already talked about literature review, which is more important in terms of gathering evidences. Unlike other businesses, we cannot basically come out with consensus or findings without this empirical evidence or tested and tried out literature support that we need. Right? And the other part that is from Jesus Christ. I think whenever we remember Jesus Christ, we see a cross. There's lot of pain in his journey, but his perseverance and patience, despite of all the sorrows and all the troubles he have gone through. And simple thing, no pains, no gains. Right? So have that patience and perseverance. Remember, the path makers who have been done in their journey, who have undergone all this, right? But you come out with fruitful doctorate beside you, right? And Muhammad Prophet, who always emphasizes, from Islam learnings if you look at, he emphasized more on the consistency in the learning part, whatever it is, in terms of enlightening people. That's what we can basically take in our entire PhD journey. So whatever you learn, PhD is one, post-PhD, these learnings should enlighten. I think Professor was telling from IIT that it should have some societal impact to our research. Right? So this is where we basically talk post-PhD. In PhD there is a learning part, but how can we have impact on society? Right? And from Ganesha, I think recently we have done our Ganesh Chaturthi, right? His discipline and consistency in terms of working and fulfilling up the promise. He promised that he will be writing without even a pause. But in condition, he asked that Veda Vyas to narrate without a pause. So you have a mentor here, and you have basically that promise that you make on day one. What happens is we make a lot of promise, we go through a lot of dreams on day one. But as we move through the journey, as we undergo a lot of pains, some of them get deteriorated, some of them leave the PhD, and some of them get demotivated because of a number of reasons. But remember the first day promise, what you have made to yourself and what you have. So have that consistency and self-discipline in order to continue the journey and have that perseverance.
So from all these epics, whatever we see, and lastly we have the Ma Saraswati, who is a grace of learning, the continuous learning, and these learnings cannot be just for ourselves, right? Try to give these learnings, bring it to the classroom. This is where the bridge between the learning, decision making and the practical problems basically come into picture of bridging this conference, Doctoral Colloquium and your case conference. Case conference starts with problem identification. There's a protagonist. Race comes from business problems, that's exactly what Sir has narrated. So, we try to, you identify a right problem, then it is already half solved. The first journey starts with your problem identification, and the last one is your decision making in terms of facting finds and others. So from all these epics, irrespective of religion, irrespective of all the mythological figures what have been discussed is the objectivity in reporting, the consistency in learning, the self-discipline and endurance and patience in continuing your journey and fulfilling your dreams. And not to forget your mentor, right? Definitely not a replacement of any, right? So, with all these things, I wish you all the very best for your PhD journey and also bringing those learnings to enlighten the society and bring it back to the society, give it back to the society whom we basically have taken along. All the very best. And I thank Dr. Anand sir for inviting me to this beautiful and wonderful conference. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We are truly privileged to have among us today such an eminent panel of distinguished dignitaries who have graced this inaugural conference with their presence. As a mark of our respect and gratitude, we shall now felicitate our honored guest. May I request our Dean Sir to kindly come forward to do the honors of presenting the tokens of appreciation.
So, let me take 1 minute. First of all, this conference was planned 1 month before. So later it was mixed. It was combined, this conference and Doctoral Colloquium. So really, let us conclude this inaugural session. Immediately we will be having paper presentations in respect to rooms. I think first it is planned. So some guests may leave right now. So I want to thank in this presence. So now I want to thank INT International University Professor, Professor Ashokar, very down to earth, and we already spoken and we had a lot of discussions about the collaborations with the university, maybe project works, maybe programs combining a global national program. We're very thankful to you. So we seek so much a lot of academic collaborations with you, with your university. And next Professor, very busiest Professor and Dean, Dr. Patrick. So he was heading top university in Bangalore, University. Now it is Alliance University. So taking space, on coming here, joining with us for entire day, and coming 2 days will be with us only. Very thankful to him. And also Rajesh is very known to us. So he's always approachable. So whenever we go to the IIT Hyderabad, he shows entire, all the scientific labs, everything. So he is a part of our global school. And also Dr. Prachi, Eva University, Presidency University, for coming all the way and coming entire day with us. And also Anirudh, he's a very busy man. Every day he visits several countries across the globe. So however, he came all the way. And Radhika Madam, she was my, just like a guru, she was my colleague earlier. She was only professor earlier. I think some more professor added. And also Dr. Sudha, she is my competitor in Geetham University. We used to really, she encouraged me like anything. She gave me one name in the Geetham. Can you name it, that name? My name in Geetham, she named it as a Kotsa. My name is Kotsa in Geetham Business School. Really, she is very supporting and coming all the way. And also, Devashish in the industry. He was vice president of a top company. Barcadia, and he started a startup company. And also, Mala is a good friend. He was a principal and he was the head. So, in this inaugural session, we are closing. And also I thank Dr. Pujita and also our Mr. Madam and many more to Dr. Vani Madam. So she's the brain behind our networking because she's in charge of international relationship. She supported a lot, which I can't count. And also all the faculty was Surupa Madam and also Sudhir. So it's a third international event we can say. So with this global school, so we are providing maximum content and quality and training and teaching placement to our students. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. First, we felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Ashokan Vasudevan, professor from IMTI International University, Malaysia.
One more point. One more thing I want to add, sorry. Tomorrow, 2 days, we have a national seminar funded by ICSR on consumer psychology. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow also. Ji Kumar sir. He is preparing for session checks.
Next, we felicitate our keynote speaker, Dr. Harold Andrew Patrick, Dean of Alliance University, Bangalore.
Dr. Himajanti BBHOD will join that Swarupa and Mujita. Unnecessary will join. Madam.
Next, we felicitate our chief guest, Mr. Devashish Ghosh, founder and CEO of TAR. We now felicitate our keynote speaker, Dr. Rajesh from IIT Hyderabad.
Hello. Hello.
We now felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Anirudh, Research Manager at the Indian School of Business.
Hello.
सर की OTP कॉपी जैसी व्हाट्सएप के
We now felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Prachi from Presidency University.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm feeling
Finally, we now felicitate our guest, Professor Vavan Narayankar. We now felicitate Dr. Sudha ma'am.
I'm not your very modest.
We now felicitate Dr. Radhika ma'am.
group photo, all of us please come forward. Now all the scholars, please stay. All the scholars who came for presentation, who are present here, please come. Fast, fast. Share just a minute. Vigandra, it's Monica madam. Thanks.
Madam. Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
As the inaugural session came to an end, we now proceed for a tea break for 10 minutes, and later we can resume in the first floor for the tracks. Room number? First floor. I request all the participants to assemble in the first floor.
కదా నేను తీస్తలే